The goals, obviously, in the first half killed them. But let's talk about the absence of John Milan first, because a target man like that, and there was one or two fellas who weren't doing it today.
Well, there's no doubt about it. John Milan is a big loss to Waterford, or to any team. And like they had Shane O'Sullivan on instead of John Milan. Now Shane would have a future, but like John Milan would have been on, Shane would not have been picked. I don't think if John Milan started that he'd be taken off. He'd play well. Supposing today if Kilkenny had King Henry missing, like you could say he was kind of peripheral for a while, but he wound up getting, I suppose, about 2-4. Yeah. And Michael, at the end of the day, goals win matches. Now, Kilkenny got 3 of them, it kept them in the driving seat all day. But as Ger was saying earlier on, Waterford aren't gone. OK, they'll be disappointed. But this was a new Waterford. Goals, they were nailed by 1, 2, 3 goals. Should have been out of the game, but they kept there. And Paul Flynn had a fantastic game. Now, there are times, some days, when he may not live up to his own rating. But like today, like I think he got about 30 in between frees and play, and he was dangerous all the time.
4 from play, yeah, the rest from frees.
He was questioning the referee like times, and that was so involved. And once or twice, I thought Dan Shannon was very unlucky not to get a free once or twice there. Frees wins against him. And when you're questioning, it's gone out 10 or 15 more yards. But like that Waterford team, the big thing is Justin McCarthy should stay on. Give him 2 or 3 more years. They've won 2 Munster titles with him. They're there or thereabouts, and they're going to be there or thereabouts. Like young Jack Kennedy came on, he's a new player, and they're building up. OK, the jury will be still out on Eno Regan, but I don't think he could be faulted for any of the goals. It's a tough decision to make during the week before a big game. If he's going to make it, he'll have to let on for all the league matches that are going to come up. Waterford are still there now. Kilkenny are in their 3rd All-Ireland final, and like they're a great team. Don't be letting anyone tell you they're an ordinary team. They're a great team. They're fantastic skill, and look it's going to be hard to beat them, but they're there to be beaten, I suppose. But like all year, they've done it the hard way. Everyone is saying they used to get in soft before win their Leinster title walk through. Look, they've done it the hard way. And as Cody said even last week, the psychology, he wasn't letting them think about being tired. OK, Ger was saying they're getting tired. OK, they're bound to get tired. But he never used the word tired last week. He was saying, we're looking forward to being it. Now they have 3 or 4 weeks now, and they'll have saunas and masseurs and everything else. They won't be tired the next day.
And training.
You know, I'm sure they'll have training, you know. Like, that's
actually a good point now that Cyril Farrell is making there at Ger Loughnane, because the last couple of years, as Cyril said, they've won Leinster, and they've had, it's not an easy route to win Leinster, obviously, but people would have this perception that they kind of had it nice and tidy going through the championship. This year, they've had to do it all the hard way, and they've done it the hard way.
Well, this year they're really proving themselves as the quality champion team that they are. Now, you look at what happened yesterday with Tyrone and Armagh, who are on the road maybe for 2 or 3 years. This is their 6th All-Ireland appearance in 7 years. Right. Now, what a record of that. Is that, and what a man Cody is, to constantly keep them fired up, to keep them on edge. He changes the team around, he drops fellas, there's a bit of controversy around him. Not that popular maybe at times in Kilkenny, but they won't object to being in 6 All-Irelands in 7 years.
But Ger, as you know, and you've coached and trained teams with Ireland, a happy camp the whole time will win nothing.
Exactly.
You have to have less fighting and gutting.
You hate it.
Cody isn't there to be liked. Doesn't be hated. He's there to do a job, and he's doing it.
No, you're dead right.
This fella did the very same thing. You have to have that.
There's nothing worse than too much harmony, but it shows the real genius of Cody, and he's there smiling at the end again. Look what he's gone through in the last 3 or 4 weeks, with the draw with Clare, all the controversy after that. He used that to the very, very last. There was no question of Henry not playing today. He didn't release the team to the last minute. Using the head, using psychology when maybe the legs were going a bit tired, and they hold out and they're in the final.
It's also obviously he's done a fantastic job. It's a big help when you have fellas like Henry Sheffler, and you have somebody like Peter Barry, who's just a colossus in that defence and has been for years. He's talking to Jim Carney.
Thank you very much indeed, Michael. Peter Barry, at the risk of giving you a big head, Michael Lester just said that you were a colossus at the heart of that Kilkenny defence, but we were just saying a minute ago, and you were blushing when we said it, Peter, 5, 6 and 7, because beside you there, Tommy and JJ were just fantastic as well.
Yeah, the 2 boys are unbelievable hurlers, and Tommy is a revelation even in forwards, but at the back he's absolutely outstanding. And sure, JJ's hurler of the year last year, and he's going the same way again this year. He's flying it. I know we just went out to our job, all the backs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and we gave it a good lash, and it came up. We're lucky we came up in the end.
Just a word on your own game, Peter, because the replay there the last day against Clare today, you're your old self, there's no doubt.
I suppose the longer the summer goes on, you tend to enjoy it a lot more, and your hurling improves. I wouldn't be the most natural hurler in the world, so I suppose.
No, you said it, not us.
I'm saying it. Everyone's sick of me saying it inside, but as the summer goes on, your touch improves and your reading of it gets quicker, and I suppose any hurler likes playing in August and September.
Yeah, you took a break, didn't you, after last year, Peter, for a while?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, Sharon, my fiance, brought me around the southern hemisphere for a few holidays, and we took 9 weeks off, and we had a great time. But refreshed the batteries, and off we go again.
Yeah,
you
sure.
know.
There's times in a man's life, Peter, when he has to do what he's told by his other half.
Well, I did. Yeah, not times, all the time in my life. I tell you now.
Now, I was talking to Brian about this, Peter. You know, you're a long time on the road as a team. You know, we're talking about 5 years, maybe in one case, but you know, some of you go back a little bit further. DJ goes back a bit further. It's all right for Tommy Welch and these lads coming in and all that, but just tell us about the hunger that's still there. Is it the jersey?
Yeah, would you believe?